Hi everyone, welcome, good afternoon. Welcome to the fourth coding session for GNI Stage B. Um, Hope you all can hear me very well. Alright, so in our last class, we we basically went through, okay, yeah, I'm unmuted. We basically went through advanced prompt technique in our last class, and we saw how to write some advanced prompt techniques such as the zero shots prompt technique. We also saw the few shots, and then we also saw the chain of thoughts prompt techniques. So those were the different prompt techniques we went through in our last class. All right, so for today, we are actually going to be looking at some ethical process, right? I mean, for the last three classes, we started with introduction to Gen AI, that's OpenAI in other words. We also saw some basic prompt technique. Then, like I said in our last class, we saw the advanced prompt technique. So, during those three stages, we were basically working with codes. Like we did more of practicals, right? We didn't do so much of the theory. But today it's gonna be more of theory, though we are going to still do some practicals. But it's just around the ethical process, the bias and everything that involves when you are working with models, right? You need to be careful not to be biased, or we need to watch out that our model or our response, the response we are getting from the model is not being biased, right? So I'm going to go ahead to share my screen so that we can just go through the slide together. Okay. I'm sure my screen is visible now. Yeah, it should be visible now. Okay, I can see Ridwan on the call. Hi,
Yeah.
Ridwan. How you doing?
Hello.
All right, welcome. Can you see my screen?
Yes, yes, I can.
All right, welcome. Okay, so like I said, today we are going to be looking at the ethical consideration and future of AI, right? What are involved when it comes to this aspect of it. We've talked about the whole practical aspect, see how it works, right? So today we want to look at some ethical considerations and future of AI. Okay, so we'll start with the applications of these models, right? There are different types of them. So we want to see the applications, how it can help in different industries. Okay. So we are going to be exploring how open AI models are transforming industry by enhancing creative and technical processes. So these AI models are not just tools, they are partners that augment human capabilities in different fields. So we are looking at content creation in marketing and advertisement. So in this particular industry, open AI models excel at, I'm just giving us different scenario. We know very well that there are a lot of industry out there. I'm just giving us few of the many we have and how open AI can be applied in those different industry. Right. So in the content creation and in marketing and advertisement, open AI models can excel at generating innovative content, whether it's captivating product description or engaging social media posts. These models can craft content that resonates with target audience. They also develop creative taglines and slogans that enhance brand identity and appeal. We also have the website content creation. All right. So moving to the digital platform, AI's roles in websites content creation is very, very pivotal. It helps produce blog posts, articles, and product description that are not only informative but also engaging, right? So this capability streamlines content production, workflows, allowing human writers to dedicate more time to strategic and creative tasks rather than routing the writing. So this is how the Gen AI models can help in the website content creation industry. Machine translation. So another powerful applications is in machine translation. OpenAI models can translate documents, websites, and even facilitate real-time conversation with remarkable accuracy. So this breaks down language barriers and enables seamless communication across different cultures, which is invaluable for global interaction, such as in the case of travel bloggers sharing experience worldwide. So this is how OpenAI can be applied in terms of machine translation. Let's apply it. Beyond textual application, the OpenAI models also extend their utility beyond text, right? In coding, they can assist programmers by generating code snippets and suggesting solutions to common problems. I'm sure majority of us must have is all about, and if possible, give you some suggestion or make the correction for you. So yeah, you can use this open AI mapping. In research and development, these models analyze large data sets to identify patterns and accelerate discoveries, such as in medicine where they can predict drug interactions or disease spread, right? Then we also have creative industry. Yeah, we also have the creative industry, right? This is the last one we'll look at and how it applies to the creative industry. We have different creative industry, right? So let's see how it applies. So, lastly, the creative industry are witnessing a significant with AI, right? In music, open AI models can compose new pieces or enhance existing compositions using in the music industry, right? In the arts and design, they generate unique artwork and design concepts. Additionally, in storytelling, AI acts as a collaborative partner for writing or generating plot ideas and dialogue, enriching the creative process. So these are just few creative industries and how these models can assist. Right. So as you can see, open AI models are not just about automating tasks. They are about enhancing human creativity and efficiency across various sectors. So these models open up new possibilities for innovative and problem solving in ways that were unimaginable just a few years ago. So let's go on to the next slide. Please, if you have any question, you can always unmute your mic and ask. Right, so let's look at some ethical considerations and challenges we are likely going to encounter when using all these models in or applying it in all these different industries. So as we harness the potential of AI, we must also confront the ethical considerations and challenges that accompany this powerful technology. So today we'll be discussing these challenges, the impact to society, and the proactive measures to mitigate them, to reduce them. So the first one we want to look at is bias in AI. AI models learn from data, right? We are all aware of this. It learns from trillions or petabytes of data, like large quantity of data, type that only supercomputer can run. And you know, if they are the kind of data that if you try running it on your local PC, your system will just crash in front of you, right? So, and I think I've actually been able opportunity to train a model, not on like using all these virtual machine like Google Colab, but the one I used was actually SageMaker, and That should be the highest. The model was running for like 2 hours, 1 hour, 2 hours thereabouts straight, just to train the model. That's the training process alone. So it's 1 hour and above. So you just have to leave it, and your computer has to be on. Then I also have a friend that was saying when he was training his own model, it took him like 3 days or 2 days. So the computer is just on and it's just training the model. So this is how large the data can be, and it needs your computer to be super powerful, right? So yeah, AI models learns from data, and if this data is biased, the AI output will likely be biased too. For example, if an AI is trained primarily on data with white male programmers, it might inadvertently perpetuate bias in coding tasks or recruitment processes. So if it is trained primarily on the data from the white male programmers, it will be biased in coding tasks or recruitment processes. So if it's just all about male and maybe you are trying to recruit a female, maybe information you'll be getting is just going to obviously be related to males only, right? So your data should not be biased when you're training these models. So to combat this, it's essential to use diverse and representative training data, ensuring fairness and objectivity in AI-generated outcomes. We also have fairness. So AI must operate without discrimination, right? So like I said today, we're just going to look at some ethical process, things we need to know in place. In as much as we are using pre-trained data, right? You get to that point whereby you also use that, maybe you want to train your own data on them, right? So that it can learn from the one you have. So all these things are things you also need to consider. Your data should not be biased, right? Fairness, it should operate without discrimination. The crucial aspect of fairness is how models are applied in real world scenarios, such as loan approvals or job recruitment, ensuring that these models don't disadvantage individuals based on race, gender, or socio-economic background is fundamental to ethical AI deployment. Ensuring that these models don't disadvantage individuals based on race, gender, or socio-economic background, it's very fundamental to ethical AI deployments, right? We also have transparency. So understanding how AI models make decisions is critical, especially in high-stakes situations like criminal justice or financial lending. Transparency in AI processes help build trust and accountability, allowing users and regulators to evaluate and understand the decision-making process of AI systems. The transparency is also very important if you are, or if you end up being one of the people that will be generating models for users, right? So your models also need to be transparent in what they are doing. Right, we have misuse of AI. So the potential misuse of AI technologies by malicious actors is significant. So yeah, you may end up creating, right? I'm saying this from maybe if you end up being the one, because this is just what the whole process is all about, what today is literally all about. If you are the one building this AI, right? You just take note of all these things. Or if even if you are making use of the existing ones, you should also watch out for some of this stuff, right? That's why they usually if you notice the ChatGPT will also tell you that its answer may not be accurate, right? So you still need to cross check it. So another factor that we need to consider is the misuse of the AI. So this includes creating deepfake, spreading disinformation, or other harmful activities. So implementing strong safeguards and regulatory measures is crucial to prevent such abuses and ensure that AI is used responsibly. So this is also another factor we need to consider. Right, you want to look at OpenAI commitment to ethical AI. OpenAI, they are the one behind ChatGPT. We want to look at their commitment to having ethical artificial intelligence. So OpenAI recognizes these challenges and is committed to responsible AI development. They focus on transparency, openly sharing the capabilities and limitations of their models to foster and inform public understanding. So this is talking about documentation. They tell you, oh, this model has expired, this model can do this how far this model can go, this one was trained on this. So they are transparent, and this is also part of their commitment to ethical AI. Safety, prioritizing the development and deployment of AI technologies in a manner that safeguards users and minimize risks. So they also consider the safety of their users and make sure that everyone is being considered. Then alignment with human values, ensuring that AI advancements benefit society at large and align with universal human values. So these are like their three um, key points of where they are committed to ethical AI. So addressing these ethical challenges is not just about reducing the risk, but about shaping the future of AI in a way that aligns with societal values and enhances global well-being. So we just need to consider this and put it into consideration and have it at the back of our mind when we are working with models or we are building one. Let's go on to the next slide. So we're almost rounding up. The future of AI and with OpenAI. So as we look toward the future of artificial intelligence, OpenAI stands at the forefront of innovation and research, pushing the boundaries of what AI can achieve. Today, we will be exploring some exciting potential directions for AI development, right? The first one is artificial general intelligence, AGI. So one of the most anticipated advancements in AI is the development of artificial general intelligence, or AGI. It represents a type of AI that can understand, learn, and apply knowledge across a range of tasks at a human-like level. So still in while still in its early stage, OpenAI is deeply involved in crafting pathways toward the safe and beneficial development of AGI. So this include rigorous testing and ethical considerations to ensure that this AGI they are developing aligns with human values. So this is also one of the things we are expecting in the near future, right? A model that can understand, learn, and apply knowledge across range of tasks at a human-like level. Then we also have the explainable AI. You must have heard of this. Google has it, right? So as an AI system become more complex, the need for transparency grows. So explainable AI focuses on making the decision-making processes of AI models clear and understandable to users. What do they do? Like I said, Google has it. I've been opportune to watch one or two videos about it on Google. So they are like models that explain what another model is doing, maybe to the end user, right? So this explainable AI focuses on the decision making processes of AI models to make it clear and understandable to users. So this is crucial for maintaining trust and managing the responsible use of AI, especially in sectors where accountability is critical, such as healthcare and finance. Then we have the human AI collaboration. So the future we envision is not just about AI taking over tasks, but enhancing human capabilities. So imagine AI systems that work alongside humans, assisting with complex problem solving and enabling more efficient decision making. This collaboration will allow humans to focus on creative and strategic aspects, leveraging AI for data-driven insights and operational efficiency. So this is also one of the things we are expecting in the near future. Okay, I'll go on to the next slide. Just taking my time to explain this very well. Right, so they also have some other areas that their focus is on, such as continued research and development. Right, so OpenAI is committed to advancing AI technology by exploring new models, algorithms, and applications that could enhance various industries. promoting responsible AI development. Ethical consideration remains at the core of Open AI mission. The organization advocates for the development of AI in a manner that is safe, ethical, and aligned with the global welfare. They also have the open source initiative. So to democratize AI benefits, OpenAI plans to release more open source tools and resources. So these initiatives are designed to foster global collaboration and accelerate innovation in AI. And so to conclude all what we've said, the trajectory of AI development is very promising, right? You with advancement that could transform every aspect of our lives. With organizations like OpenAI at the helm, the focus of ethical, safe, and collaborative AI paves the way for a future where AI and human coexist and thrive together. So creating unprecedented. All right, so I'm just going to go through what we've said in summary. First of all, we looked at the applications of this model that we're probably going to generate or pick from maybe an open source or like a paid source such as OpenAI. So we started by exploring the powerful AI models developed by OpenAI, right, which are revolutionizing industry by automating complex tasks and enhancing creative process. These models are not just tools; they are they are partners that augment human capabilities, pushing the boundaries of what's possible in field ranging from marketing to scientific research. We also looked at the ethical considerations. So these are very important to development and deployment of such powerful technologies. Open's AI commitment to responsible AI development highlights the importance of addressing issues such as bias, fairness, and transparency. So these considerations ensure that AI technologies are developed in a way that benefits all of society without causing unintended harm. Then we also talked about the future of AI, where we said that the future of AI holds incredible promises with ongoing advancements in areas like AGI, explainable AI, and human AI collaboration. So this is also things we are expecting in the near future. So the potential of AI to transform industry, streamline workflows, and solve complex global challenges is immense. So as we continue to, on our own, explore beyond what we are learning in Harmony here, we should just put ourselves to learning, beyond what we are saying in class and, you know, look up articles, research more and understand the process. Because people don't just wake up and build models and just put it out there, right? Some things are considered, some processes are followed. All right, so this is the end of my slide. I'm just going to jump onto the notebook in as much as this last part does not really look like a part that needs a coding session, but we are just going to use models to explain what we are trying to say here. Does anyone have any question for me? All right, I'll just jump into the notebook. Okay, so we talked about applications of AI models, right? So we want to see the first example here is about using that GPT-3 for legal document analysis. So this example will demonstrate how OpenAI can be used to analyze and summarize key points from legal documents. So we have a prompt. We all know the process. We import our OpenAI, put in your key, define your prompt, and then assign it to a model and wait for the response. So you are AI trained to understand legal language. Summarize the key obligations and rights of each party from the following contract clause. So here is the clause. The vendor shall deliver the goods to the buyer within 30 days of receiving the purchase order. The buyer is obligated to inspect the goods within 5 days of receipt and must notify the vendors of any defects. So we are asking this model to act as someone that understands legal language and summarize the key obligations and rights for each party from the following contract clause. So this is where we set the model, the prompt, the maximum tone, and the temperature. Okay, I'm going to run this again. I don't think I'm connected. I need to install this. Then I need to import. Let's just wait for it. Yeah, it's connected. It's running. All right. This is where I put in my key. All right. So let's see what the results. Though I've run it before, but let's see what the results will give to us. The summary of the legal document. The vendor is required to deliver the goods to the buyer within 30 days of receiving the purchase order. The buyer has the right to inspect. So both parties, hold on, let me clear my screen. Both parties are obligated to fulfill their respective duties in a timely and satisfactory manner. So this is just the summary it has been able to draw from this clause. It's short and simple. So here is just the application part of the slide I talked about, right? So you can use it in the legal industry, right? In the law industry, you can actually use it maybe if you are a new guy in terms of law, or maybe you are studying law and you are getting it, you are finding it difficult to understand some clause and stuff like that. You can actually use some models, some AI to help you understand the clause and to explain it to you. We have another example here. So this one is supposed to act. I don't know if anyone has done it before. Maybe write something in ChatGPT, gives you a response. You take that result, send it back to the to ChatGPT to check if there is an error. I've done it before. So it's like me double checking what I'm working on. So here we are trying to detect and mitigate bias in AI models. So we have a sentence here. You are an AI trained to detect biased language. Analyze the following sentence and explain if it contains any bias. He is not very good at managing the team, unlike our previous manager, who was excellent. So this is we are asking this model to try and detect any bias in this statement. So let's run it. Yes, this sentence contains bias. The use of the word unlike, unlike implies that the previous manager was superior to the current manager. So if person is being biased, right? Then creating hold on, right? Creating a bias comparison between the two. Additionally, the use of the word excellent to describe the previous manager further emphasizes this bias. This sentence suggests that the current manager is not as good as the previous one. So without providing any evidence or specific examples to support this claim, this type of language can be seen as unfair and prejudiced towards the current manager. So yeah, this is like in real world scenario. Maybe someone made a sentence and you're trying to detect bias. But I think when I was explaining in the slide, I was trying to talk about the model itself, maybe generating a response. I think I talked about the part where I say if you train it on a data that is being biased, right? Maybe your data is majorly is more about male category, and maybe you are trying to get a result for the female. You are being biased, and I think it also applies to our normal simple machine learning algorithm. And you must have heard of done something like sampling, right? Where you make sure that the samples you are using are equal. You are not being biased in terms of, especially in classification, right? You are trying to classify something. You don't make sure, you make sure that what you are trying to classify, they are all balanced, they're all balanced. This one is not larger than the other one, right? Even when you're trying to, for instance, maybe you have a missing values, you have the male and female categories, and there are a lot of missing values there. I mean, you wouldn't want to end up maybe because okay, let me give an instance. You have a data set that has the gender column, and you have the male and female in it with some empty spaces, right? So, in as much as we have several ways to replace missing values, the what you wouldn't want to do value and replace as the missing replace with the missing values because you'll be biased, right? So this is also what we are saying. But here we are just applying this on a real life scenario from someone's sentence. I hope we all understand. And please, if you have any question, you raise up your hand. I can raise up your hand. Just call my attention because I'm not actually saying the call. Call my attention to it. Yeah. So this is us looking at practical example of being biased, right? So yeah. Then future of AI with OpenAI. I was just trying to bring out a coding example because this is a live coding session. We must see some practical aspects, right? So, but the ethical process is not something you probably see with code. It's just process processes you need to follow, things you need to consider, right? The pros and cons, the whole process you need to ensure you follow in order for you to end up building a model or making use of a model effectively. So here we are trying to describe potential upcoming advances in the field of artificial intelligence. That's my network is unstable. Hello, can you guys still hear me? I
Yes,
say
we can hear you.
right because it's beginning to rain over here and the network might be glitching. All right. Describe potential upcoming advances in the field of artificial intelligence that could significantly impact society. So we want to see what it's going to generate for us in terms of the future. I'm going to copy this. All right. So, wow, that's interesting. Okay, it actually just brought out what we saw on our slide. All right. So predictions of future AI innovations. Number one, general artificial intelligence. Currently, most AI systems are specialized and can only perform specific tasks, right? However, researchers are working towards creating a general AI that can think and learn like humans, leading to a significant impact on society. AGI could be used in various industries from healthcare to transportation, revolution- revolutionizing how we live and work. Then number two is explainable AI. As AI systems become more advanced and complex, there is a growing concern about their lack of transparency and interpretability. So explainable AI aims to make AI systems more transparent and understandable, allowing humans to trust and use them more confidently. This could lead to increased adoption of AI in various fields and better decision-making processes. Then the third one, autonomous vehicles. The development of self-driving cars and other autonomous vehicles has potential to revolutionize transportation. These vehicles could reduce the number of road accidents, improve traffic flow, increase accessibility for people with disabilities. However, their widespread adoption may also have economic and we limited it to 200 and it was getting interesting. Right, so yeah, we've seen its response. It's literally trying to tell us what the future AI will look like, and it's just in line with what I had on the slides. Right, so yeah, we just wanted to see everything in code, and this is just using code to talk more about it. So usage and integration is just like me explaining what we had above the for legal document analysis, we can use it to automate routine analysis, reducing workload for legal professionals and increasing efficiency. Bias detection, implement as part of a larger system to ensure content generated or processed by AIs remains fair and unbiased. So this particular part about bias detection, this is actually the part that explainable AI would be very, very significant. Because this explainable AI, its duty is just to explain what an AI is generating, right? What it's doing. That's just what this AI is all about. So it can be used effectively in this bias detection. They have the future predictions. So use AI generated insight in strategic planning or innovations workshops to stimulate creative thinking and scenario planning. So what I have here is just more examples, the same stuff. Here is acting as an AI assisted medical diagnosis. You are an AI trained to assist with medical diagnosis based on the following symptoms, patient symptoms, suggest possible diagnosis. So let's see what this one is going to do for us. So here it's acting as a medical diagnosis assistant. So this is also the part where AI can come into play. Maybe you just mention like some symptoms like what we are doing here. Oh, this person is suffering is not suffering literally, but having cough, fever, and difficulty in breathing. What do you think is the cause, right? So let's see what it's gonna say. Wow, interesting. So the AI assisted medical diagnosis, possible diagnoses are I don't know how to pronounce it. Pneumonia, this is it bronchitis? I'm in the medical industry. Asthma, influenza, chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, tuberculosis, lung cancer, COVID-19, coronavirus, pulmonary embolism, allergies. Person could be allergic to something. So this is the diagnosis it was able to come up with, right? If maybe you could be more specific, maybe add more stuff to this prompt, maybe it could narrow down the diagnosis to some specific ones. But yes, this is how AI can help in the medical industry, right? So it's just another applications of AI. And I wouldn't know if I've been opportunity to see ChatGPT-4 environments, and I noticed that in there are models specifically built for some things. Right? There are some models that, in as much as ChatGPT can read documents, then you can upload documents. There are models, I think they call them assistants, that if you make use of, they can't literally read text in as much as they are from the ChatGPT environment. Specific purposes. If you get opportunity to see ChatGPT for environments, we have some that are just for SQL. So everything you just want about SQL, you can just pass in your prompts to that particular model. It will just talk about SQL. There are some that was built for Python specifically. Some are built for content writing specifically. So everything is just industry based, right? So this is just the whole application process we are talking about. We have another example, ethical consideration. You are an AI trained to evaluate fairness in financial services. Review the following text about a loan approval process and identify if there are any fairness concerns. The applicant was denied a loan because they reside in a low-income neighborhood. Wow, interesting. Which historically has a higher rate of default. Right, this happens a lot in the loan industry. Yeah. So let's see what it's gonna do. I mean, um, personally, I wouldn't know if this is fair, but considering that, because what it's saying, let me just say it in a layman thing. It's like saying because the person is from, I'm using let's say Lagos and for an instance, because the person is from Lagos, the person was denied a loan. Why? Because people in Lagos, they usually default. Default means when it was time for them to pay their loan, they did not pay up their loan. So because that person was from Lagos, maybe during filling, while the person was filling the application, he puts location as Lagos. The person was denied the loan. So we are not asking ChatGPT if this is fair, right? So let's see what it's gonna say. But from a managerial standpoint, it's just a wise decision to make, right? To reduce defaults and also reduce the risk you are getting involved. Yes, there are fairness concerns in this loan approval process. Denying a loan based on the applicant's residence in a low-income neighborhood can be considered discriminatory and may perpetuate systemic inequalities. This also assumes that all individuals living in a low-income neighborhood are more likely to default on loans, which is not necessarily true for every individual. This decision may also look, this decision may also overlook other important factors such as the applicant's credit history and current financial stability. Overall, this decision may be biased and unfair towards individuals living in low-income neighborhoods. So yeah, it's unfair, but I mean this is based on what we just passed in here. It looks unfair, right? But I want to believe that. Okay, let me put it this way: if the person was denied just based on that factor, yeah, to me it's unfair, right? It's unfair because just like the models are the result, the response you're getting is saying we've not considered other important factors like the credit history, current financial stability, because all these are just part of the application processes. When someone is takes a loan, they usually look at the credit history, when this person repays on time, right, and so on and so forth. So if this is not also taken into consideration, this is actually being unfair, right? So yeah, future of AI, you are an AI trained to generate innovative solutions for environmental conservation. Propose novel strategies that could be implemented to reduce plastic waste in urban areas. All right, so we have a lot of them. Implement a plastic tax. Governments could implement a tax on single-use plastic products, making them more expensive and less attractive for consumers. This could encourage people to switch to more suitable alternatives and reduce the demand for plastic products. Ban single-use plastic, promotes reusable alternatives, invest in biodegradable plastic. Research and development into biodegradable plastic could lead to production of more environmental friendly alternatives to traditional plastics. This could help reduce the amount of plastic waste that ends up in the landfill or the ocean. Implement a plastic recycling program. So this is just us looking into the future of the environmental industry in terms of plastic waste in urban areas. All right, so that's all I have in terms of the practical side. So we started with introduction to Gen AI, the basic prompt techniques, and advanced. Then we look at the ethical considerations and future of AI. So this alone should, get you up and running in terms of the generative AI field, right? So what you can do is to expand your knowledge, go into other. I mean, OpenAI was actually our main focus here, and we use it because of it's just what we want to focus on, and so that everybody can easily understand and be familiar with it since we have the almighty ChatGPT and stuff like that. But I believe there are other open source programs out there like the Hugging Face. There are a lot of models on the Hugging Face, right? I think we used some of them during our first two classes. Yeah, we did. Then so we are just meant to expand your knowledge, you know, see how Can you guys hear me? Sorry, my network bounced
Yes.
now.
Yes.
All right, let me see. I think I was already wrapped up. Hold on, let me see the host first. Okay, the host. That's the right person is the host. All right. Miss, I don't know if you are still there, but you are the host right now. All right, I think I was already rounding up, right?
Okay,
So
I'm still here.
we started with the introduction to Gen AI. All right, so just be on standby. We are already done. Okay, we started with the introduction to Gen AI. We thought this class was the basic prompt techniques, how to write manipulative prompts, and how to make sure that our prompt has some context, clarity, has much detail so that we can get a reasonable answer. Then in our third class, that was the last one, we saw some advanced prompt techniques, the chain of thought, the zero shots, and the few shot prompt techniques. So these are like advanced where you can come up with a prompt so that the model will generate a response that aligns with what you have in mind. Right then, today all we did was to look at some ethical considerations and the future of OpenAI, things we need to consider if we are the one building the model or we are the one making use of it. We just need to look out for fairness, bias, right? We also saw the applications of this AI in different industries using some tools. So yeah, there are a lot of things we can also learn. Maybe all we need to do is just expand our research and see how we can narrow it down, maybe to a particular industry of our focus and build something if possible. Like I was trying to say, most applications these days are making use of these models, right? They just integrate them into their system, right? You can have applications that summarize text for you, read documents for you, all those kind of stuff. You can see how you can bring them into your platforms, right? And maybe expand on them. Or you can pick up a pre-trained model. When I say pre-trained model, models has already been trained. All you need to do is just pick it up and maybe train it on your own data set, something like that. Right? Pick it up and continue from where they stop. We all know that if we try doing all this stuff from the very scratch, we're talking about supercomputers, a terabytes of gig, like the memory must be is it terabytes. I think it's more than terabytes when we talk about supercomputer. But yeah, and also told us about the one I was opportune to train a data set on a pre-trained model, and it was taking me close to 2 hours. I also told you about a friend that told me about his own experience. He had to, I don't think he used his own laptop. I think he's actually outside, right? I think he went to a center that has these supercomputers and yeah, had to make use of it. Okay, what he told me was when he was using his own computer, right? It was taking him like 2 days for the model to train on that data set, right? But when he took it to the supercomputer, it ran in seconds. So yeah, if you want to save yourself the stress and all the stuff, you probably need to go for a very large computer like supercomputer. But yeah, these are things you can just do to expand your knowledge, research more. There are open source libraries. If maybe you don't have the money to pay for OpenAI, you can use the Hugging Face. There are a lot of thousands of models there. You can just pick up one and build on it. All right, so I'll just open the floor for questions. We are already rounding up. Any question before we call it a day? Any question for me?
There's one in the chat.
Okay, I think this is very okay. Let me see if I can see access it because I came in. I can't see it. The person will have to send it. My network bounced me out.
My question is, are
So
we not
someone to just help me copy it and paste it. Okay, oh, you can read it. Yeah, go on. I can hear you.
yeah, are we not going to use Hugging Face model at all in any of our code implementation for this internship, apart from OpenAI?
I think it's actually in your PhD that there is more plugin phase. Yeah, I think so. Then about implementation, I think yeah, not even I think in our first 2 classes I actually made use of Hugging Face. You were in the class, oh, can probably look at it from the YouTube. But in our first two class, I did not make use of OpenAI. I made use of the GPT-3 and GPT-2 that was on Hugging Face. And there was even another one that was close to GPT-3. But I know I made use of open Hugging Face models in our first two classes. So probably you just revisit that video and see how I made use of them so that you can also maybe pick up from it. But yeah, they still should have more Hugging Face, if I'm not mistaken. Any other question? All right. I think this is it. Thanks everyone for showing up. This is our last coding session for PhD, and it was nice having you guys on board. I'm familiar with I think everybody here is people I usually see. So yeah, it's actually nice to have you guys from the beginning to the end. So if I'm the one taking stage, say I'll probably get to see you again. But for now, it was nice meeting you guys, and yeah, I wish you all the best in your next stage and the remaining part of the course. All right,
Thank you.
bye everyone.